Have you ever noticed something strange? The people who have the power to hurt us the most are rarely strangers. The deepest wounds are not caused by the person who cuts us off in traffic. They are caused by the person sleeping beside us, the person sitting across from us at dinner, the friend we have known for 20 years, the parent whose voice still echoes inside our head, the colleague whose opinion somehow matters more than it should. And that raises a fascinating question. If love is supposed to create closeness, why does closeness sometimes create so much pain? If familiarity is supposed to make relationships easier, why do our most intimate relationships often become our most complicated ones? If the people closest to us know us best, why do we sometimes feel most misunderstood by them? If you've ever found yourself having the same argument with your partner over and over again, if you've ever felt irrationally angry at a friend, if you've ever reacted to something small as if it were something enormous, then you've already encountered the hidden force we are going to explore today. Maybe you've noticed that two people can experience the exact same conversation completely differently. Maybe you've noticed that some people make you feel calm, while others somehow trigger emotions you didn't even know were there. You probably think those emotions are being caused by the people around you. But what if that isn't entirely true? What if the people closest to us are not simply people? What if they are mirrors? And what if most relationship conflicts are not actually about what is happening today, but about what happened years ago? By the end of this video, you will begin to understand why intimacy makes relationships more complicated, not less. You will see how we unconsciously project parts of ourselves onto the people closest to us. You will understand why childhood experiences continue influencing adult relationships long after childhood has ended. And perhaps most importantly, you will discover why the quality of your relationships often depends less on the people around you and more on the unseen emotional baggage you carry within yourself. Because the greatest relationship you have is not with your partner, or your friend, or your boss. It is with yourself. And every close relationship becomes a stage where that relationship with yourself is performed. Let's begin with a simple observation. Imagine carrying a backpack. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Nobody can see what's inside. But inside are memories, experiences, fears, expectations, disappointments, moments of rejection, moments of love, moments of shame, moments of pride. We all carry this backpack. The problem is that most of us forget we are carrying it. And because we forget, we start believing that what we feel is being created entirely by the present moment. But often the present moment is simply activating something that was already there. Imagine a husband comes home from work. His wife asks a simple question. "Did you remember to call the plumber?" That's all she says. Yet somehow he immediately becomes defensive. His tone changes. His posture changes. His emotions change. Why? The question is simple, but his reaction is not, because he isn't just hearing his wife. Part of him is hearing a critical parent from 30 years ago. Part of him is hearing every moment he felt inadequate. Part of him is hearing every experience where he felt judged. The conversation is happening in the present. The emotional reaction is coming from the past. This is one of the great mysteries of intimate relationships. The closer someone gets to us, the more access they have to the parts of ourselves we haven't fully understood. Strangers rarely activate our deepest wounds. Intimate relationships do. Why? Because intimacy removes distance. And when distance disappears, projection begins. Psychology uses the word projection in many ways, but at its heart, projection is surprisingly simple. It is when we unknowingly place parts of ourselves onto someone else. Sometimes these parts are beautiful, sometimes they are painful. A young man falls in love. He believes his partner is perfect. She becomes extraordinary in his eyes. Flawless, unique, unlike anyone else. Is she really perfect? Probably not. What he is partly seeing is his own idealized image projected onto her. But projection is not always positive. A woman believes she is unlovable. She carries this belief quietly for years. Then one day her partner is distracted after work. He seems distant. Suddenly anxiety floods her body. She begins imagining rejection, abandonment, loss. The partner may simply be tired. But she is not reacting to his behavior. She is reacting to her own hidden fear. The fear is within her. The projection places it onto him. And this is why two people can experience the same event so differently. The event is the same. The projection is different. In many ways, intimate relationships are emotional X-rays. They reveal what is already inside us. This is why some couples become more loving over time, while others become more resentful. The difference is not always compatibility. Often, it is awareness. Because familiarity amplifies whatever we bring into the relationship. If we bring gratitude, familiarity deepens love. If we bring resentment, familiarity deepens contempt. If we bring curiosity, familiarity deepens connection. If we bring fear, familiarity deepens conflict. The relationship becomes a magnifier, not a creator, a magnifier. Think about a child growing up in a home where love was consistent. Not perfect, just consistent. When they become adults, they often enter relationships expecting connection, expecting trust, expecting safety. Now imagine another child, a child who grew up with unpredictability. Love was available one day and absent the next. Affection had conditions attached. Approval had to be earned. That child becomes an adult too. But they enter relationships carrying a different emotional blueprint. One expects safety, the other expects uncertainty. One sees love, the other sees potential abandonment. The same relationship can feel completely different depending on the emotional baggage each person carries. And this is why healing matters. Not because healing makes you perfect, but because healing changes what you project. As we move through life, many of us try to fix our relationships by changing the people around us. We search for better partners, better friends, better workplaces, better environments. Sometimes those changes are necessary, but often we take the same backpack everywhere we go, and eventually the same patterns reappear. Different faces, same emotions, different city, same conflict, different relationship, same fear. Because wherever we go, we bring ourselves. And until we understand ourselves, we will continue meeting our own unresolved wounds disguised as other people. The profound realization is this: every person you love eventually becomes a mirror, not because they are causing your emotions, but because they reveal them. The people closest to us are not simply companions. They are opportunities for self-discovery, opportunities to see our fears, our hopes, our wounds, our beauty, our unfinished work. And perhaps that is why relationships are so difficult, because they were never just about loving another person. They were also about meeting ourselves, again and again and again, until one day we stop fighting the mirror and start understanding what it is trying to show us. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment, share with others, and subscribe for more.